With the Stargate franchise, is it definite that we're going to be getting a movie first? Or are other options possible? TV series? Welcome to Sci-Trek, your sci-fi TV movie channel. So recently in a poll, I asked you guys, what do you actually want from the new Stargate franchise? Do you want a movie with returning actors from the original franchises? Do you want a returning movie with new actors? Do you want a TV series with returning actors from the SG-1, SG-U, SG-A? Or do you want a new TV series with completely new actors? Nearly 70% of you said you want a TV series with at least some returning actors from SG-1, SG-U, SG-A. 70%. But Amazon are seemingly going with the movie plan. But is that the only plan in action right now? Or is a TV series first still possible? Well, I've been talking to one of my sources recently, somebody I haven't spoken to for a little while, and they've been telling me about this Hackman group that I spoke about in the last video, and how actually Amazon might have a much bigger plan than we realized. That even though they were looking at working with somebody like Warner Brothers, and look, to be honest, there's still loads of projects with Warner Brothers that Amazon are planning. But they were looking at working with somebody like Amazon to get a lot of these projects with MGM up and running much quicker than they could if they were going to do them on their own. But actually, they're moving away from that, and they are actually going to be accelerating their plans to get studio space with the Hackman Group, and that they're going to be going it alone with a lot of these MGM projects like Stargate and RoboCop. While I was chatting to him, he was telling me that there does seem to be a general plan within Amazon for the Stargate franchise, and that will be to get 2 or 3 sound stages, possibly in Vancouver. Stargate could go home. And that actually they would be running Stargate projects out of there pretty much constantly, so that they would be doing TV series, movies, and potentially other projects, maybe miniseries and things like that, out of those 2 or 3 sound stages, that they would be solely for Stargate. Now, there are very good financial reasons why Amazon want to do this. Something like the Stargate franchise is going to be expensive, but there are lots of ways they can save a little bit of money. Now, one of the ways they can do that is by being efficient and actually sharing props. Now, if you think about it, that's a really good idea. Nowadays, TV series, particularly on streaming services, are expected to look like mini movies. They're expected to have almost cinematic quality. And that really has become an expectation that when they fall short, Rings of Power, people actually really complain about it. So, one way that you could get cinematic quality in a TV series is by sharing the sound stages, the props, etc., the cameras from the cinematic movie. So you film a cinematic movie and you film the TV shows at the same time. You run them side by side. You have actors jumping between the two. Again, adding to the efficiency of the project. And efficiency means money saved. So Amazon quite like this idea. My source was also saying, though, that the thing is with that, a TV series, if it was going to be running alongside a movie like that, could be produced much quicker. We could get that on the streaming service within, say, 9 months, whereas the movie will probably take about 18 months. So the possibility of getting a TV series first is still very real. And that is, at the end of the day, what we want. It also makes sense from a practical point of view because we've had nearly 15 years since SGU. A lot's going to have changed in the Stargate universe. A TV series will allow us to fill many of those blanks and then set up the movie. Could imagine this. We get a TV series. Again, it explains why now maybe the Stargate program is revealed to the public, the state of planet Earth now, the state of the universe, our relationship with the Jaffa, and so on and so on. It gives us a really exciting story, but at the end of that 10 episodes, a cliffhanger that sets up the movie. Now, for me, that solves a lot of problems. like I say, we fill in all the gaps. We build that little bit of history. We build a foundation that the movie can then jump off, and we lower the risk that the movie would fail. You have a TV series that would almost act like a massive advert for that cinematic movie. And we are seeing at the moment that a lot of movies being released at the cinema are not doing very well. Indiana Jones should have been a slam dunk, but it kind of flopped. The Flash flopped massively. It wasn't very good though. Indiana Jones is actually okay. So, a cinematic release is a huge risk. Why not have at least a mini series, even, 3 or 4 episodes, something to give the movie a little bit more of a kickstart and a little bit more chance of success? How likely is all of this? Well, the source is actually saying that he doesn't believe an actual final decision has been made. Now, why has a decision been made on the movie? Why has Jennifer Salke actually instructed Courtney Valentini, the new head of film at MGM and Prime, to begin development work on the film before maybe making a decision on the TV series, etc.? Well, my guy is saying basically that setting up a movie takes ages. And the development work needs to start now if it's going to happen in the next 3 years. So getting permission for the movie to start is kind of a no-brainer. But the guys also said to me, actually, the permission for the TV series happened ages ago. Development work for the TV series and the wider project of Stargate happened ages ago. Joseph Malozzi was talking about this 6 months ago. Other people were talking about it. I've been talking about it for 18 months. I've told you that MGM genuinely believed they were going to be allowed to push forward with Brad Wright's project just over a year ago. And that as soon as Amazon took over MGM, they began talking about Stargate with the idea of it being a tentpole project for them, i.e., a big project for them. So when I asked this to the source, when I asked the source, why are we looking at a movie? He's actually said, look at what Deadline wrote. And that's important because the Deadline story that we're talking about Stargate, said probably a movie first. And he said, look, the word probably is important because that will have come directly from Amazon. That is Amazon talking to Deadline. That is them saying there is a movie coming, but it might not be first. And that is exactly what the source has been telling me actually for quite some time, that we're going to be getting this development work and this project of a series and a movie hand in hand. And that how they then decide to deliver that has not quite been finalized, because it's going to depend on directors, showrunners, etc., etc. These people are not actually in place yet, and no final decision will be made until they are in place, even though a lot of the development work is being done. So we could still get a series first, people. We could actually get the Marvel style franchise that I was talking about a year ago, that are movies and TV series that actually influence each other, that actually go hand in hand with each other. And that, I think, is really, really exciting. I honestly believe we could be getting straight to streaming movies, straight to cinema movies, mini series, longer series. I actually think we could be getting some animation as well, because Amazon really do seem to be trying to put their full weight behind Stargate. They genuinely do believe this is a franchise that can challenge Star Trek, Star Wars even. And the only way they're going to do that is by throwing everything at it. It looks like that's what they're doing. But guys, I want to know what you think. Is a TV series first really, really important? And if you think it is, why? I've told you why I think it is, but I want to know what you think. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you never miss any of our new videos. And really do go and have a look at Patreon. It really supports the channel, and you get a free gift. You can see the address at the bottom here. As always, guys, please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.